Yeah, no worries, Igor. Those codes really don't take that long anyways. All right, I think we have enough people here. So I hope everyone is doing well. But yeah, we're going to start off with a hard topic straight off the bat. So there was this issue on mainnet. I'm sure everyone is aware at this point. So we missed a few epochs up to, I think, 8 in at least 4 different incidents over the weekend, basically, or Friday to Sunday, if I remember correctly. I'm not that sure anymore. Yeah, the network recovered on its own. Apparently, there's an issue with block production. It might be mostly related to Nethermind. And there's a pull request that maybe solves this issue or maybe solves another one. We're not entirely sure, I guess. So yeah, my question is, does anyone have more info about this? That's more debugging been done? Yeah, I guess the Nethermind team would be a good start.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, we proved that it was possible to build the bad blocks in our code base with integration test, and we are 100% sure that we fixed an edge case. And what we've seen is that actually those bad blocks were built on incorrect state root, and this fix is basically addressing building on incorrect state root. So I would say that there is really high probability that it will be this edge case. Yeah, so what else? We actually already click release. So yeah, expect release very, very soon. And maybe one important note is that if we release and announce this, small reminder about xDAI removal of xDAI configs will be needed for Gnosis validators. Yeah, that's mostly it from my side.
Okay, thank you. But I mean, can you explain maybe, I don't know if it's known, but why then we missed like 9 epochs and then all of a sudden it's fixed itself?
So you have to have a few conditions to trigger this bad block situation in our node. So you need specific transactions, specific combination of fork choice requests, and even specific time of building. And I guess that happened. So what I plan to do is still go through logs a bit, because I have logs from Daplion and for a few nodes, just to confirm that was the issue. But it will be better, I guess, to just update validators and observe if it doesn't happen again. That's my suggestion. Yeah, so I think it's very probable that it was the root cause of this missing many slots in the row. And what could stop this bad block production is, for example, different set of transaction in transaction pool, or Erigon produced the block, or for example just restarted Nethermind node trigger this break of this combination of issues. Not sure if Łukasz wants to comment something, or someone else from our team, but yeah, that is how I see this issue.
it needs a specific set of conditions. That's why it was also auto-correcting in some cases, because some nodes broke this chain of those conditions, right? So
Yeah.
that's why it wasn't persisting forever, right? It was breaking it. Yeah, so, but we still want to fix it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess this highlights a bit more the need to have a more like diverse network and maybe a few more Erigon nodes if possible. But yeah, I guess we're working on that independently. But yeah, of course, the client has to be fixed in that regard anyways. Does anyone else have more information about this?
Yeah, I wanna say first, big thank you to the Nethermind team for the debugging efforts and going into the weekend with this. I know these issues are incredibly hard to debug, so thank you for your efforts. I would like to write a post-mortem about the issue, but because I think it was quite severe. So if you want to do a hackmd with the details of the block production issue itself, and I would append all the other timing data and when we detected and stuff. If you disagree that we should do this, let me know. Otherwise, I think it would be good because, I mean, yeah. That's quite visible. Cool. The next thing is, I want to use this opportunity if client teams and others want to pitch in what could we have done better, at least from our side. I think this issue got a bit us off guard. Like we had to reach out to partners for logs of block production, which we should have had available, but due for reasons we didn't. We will have more monitoring. We are running Teku in a configuration that saves orphan blocks, and basically we'll try to use all the toolings that we are aware of that help debugging. But if there is anything else that we should run or data we should capture that will help debug issues, let us know.
Yeah, so from our side, I guess we could improve a few diagnostic things, and we already added more diagnostic in our clients. So for example, we dump RLP of the blocks. What else? We could implement this debug get bad blocks. It could be also helpful for us to debug this issue. And we could have always running node without pruning. So it means that we will always have the latest state when any issue happened that require this state. I'm not sure if I was clear here.
Yeah, basically an Nethermind archive node.
To be honest, it doesn't have to be archive node. It could be just node without pruning.
Okay.
So because otherwise we can prune all the blocks. I mean all states. So we notice the issue and we won't be able to debug it with the current state.
So would an archive node do this already, or do we need like some specific
archive node is node without pruning is enough, but archive node is maybe even better, but only problem is how much data is required. For example, if you want to copy this data to dev machine to debug on the developer machine this issue, then archive node is...
Yeah, I mean, we have an archive node, the dev machine running constantly for Guillaume, among other things, but for this instance, we could really have just given you access to it, and then you could run any code on this archive machine that is fully synced for Nethermind.
In this case, in this incident, what helped me is I sync locally Gnosis node, and I had all the state locally on my machine, so I could C# has very advanced tooling for debugging issues. So yeah, that was really helpful, and brainstorming for all the people in our team. So I think 6 people or more worked on this issue constantly. Yeah, Łukasz wanted to add something.
No, not really. If there's an archive node, the idea is that we don't need really a full archive node, but like a partially archive node, right? Only for some time. So this could be like trimmed and pruned from time to time, right? We don't need the archive node for all the time, but only be guaranteed that we have an archive for the time that the incident happens, right? So we don't need full history, only history when the incident happens.
One more thing, what about some kind of alerting, but not for specific nodes, but for entire network? So for example, I don't know, Telegram channel with, I don't know, for example, with we seeing bad block on the network, and it is notified in this Telegram channel, or any other events like non-finalization. Probably we have this already, but yeah, what do you think about something like that?
Yeah, that would be great. If you want to drop into the Telegram chat specific ideas on what to write alerts about, drop it there, and I can just find the exact equation for Giacomo. Like, I was actually surprised why we were not alerted about this specific incident. We're still reviewing why it didn't happen.
So how did we notice it? We know from you, but
so the first alert was from Buta, from the Beacon Chain Explorer. He noted that like the Explorer looked really weird. It has this 0% participation epochs. I think what happened is, because it wasn't technically a reorg, probably the way that the Beacon Chain nodes perceived those blocks was via syncing, and I think that then they don't do metrics. I think so. Like it was an unusual circumstance of non-finalization. So I think that's why probably the metrics didn't fire. So metrics didn't register that 0 for enough time for metrics to capture, like the alerts to capture.
So when I was debugging this issue, I noticed that first bad blocks were being, but single bad blocks were being built, I don't know, a few days ago before this incident. So, but bad blocks could be the normal situation that proposer do something wrong, but in case of Gnosis chain, it's really probable that it is Nethermind issue. Yeah.
So do you have metrics for bad blocks as a verifier?
So it is easily, it could be easily noticed in Nethermind logs. We have very loud logs when this happened. Actually, we could add bad blocks metric. It's not. It is quite easy to being added in our client. So if it would help, then we can do it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I think it's a good idea generally.
Yes, I think that sounds very interesting. Okay, anything else for this incident?
Yeah. So regarding the client diversity conversation, I think this is a great call to action to take this very seriously. Not just say that we are working it on the background, but actually, I don't know, set very aggressive targets or where we want to go to, and just meet them. And whatever deficiencies are there, just fix them. But any opinions?
100% agree.
Yeah, agreed as well. Yeah.
So the only concern here would be if we very strongly ask the community to switch a significant part of the stake from Nethermind to Erigon. Is that likely to cause more problems to the network, not the operator, to the network, than an incident like this weekend could do? Okay, I'll take the silence as a no. So all good.
I mean, clearly that's cases where if we get to 50-50 and one of the clients has a bug, then we would stop finalizing, right? But then in theory, we could just fix the broken client and we could just chug along and we would not end up with a fork. Well, yeah, well, we still might. Yeah, Lukasz?
Let's start slow and small and
Yeah.
see how those validators behave in the longer window of time, period of time, right? And
generally, do we know about Erigon validators in Gnosis network?
Well, clearly there's not that many, I would say, but we have talked with a few partners, including, I think, Gateway, to start, well, having to ask them at least to run a few Erigon validators as well. I don't think D14N is accurate. I mean, it has never really been in the past, to be honest. So, yeah, no, it's. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is, but it has historically not been super accurate. But yeah, so we have asked partners to run a bit more Erigon nodes. Yeah, and I'm also running it myself, but that's not enough for sure. All right, let me just quickly ask if Gateway has an update, as Igor has to leave soon.
No, not much. We've been just looking at monitoring. We actually also detected this, but like actually the guys from Beacon Chain were faster at notifying you, because we thought that something is wrong with our because yeah, it's basically the RPC jumped back in timestamp. Otherwise, I think all is operational. We are again mostly focusing on. I mean, it's not per se for this channel, but tomorrow-ish, you should be able to very quickly to provision your rollup on Chiado, which is somewhat related to Gnosis Chain, but yeah, that's a little bit of a separate thing. But otherwise, yeah, all pretty stable. I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess this was it for the mainnet event, right? Yeah, okay. So regarding the DevNet, so what's the current state? Are we running now the latest config with all the like Gnosis mainnet config variables, or are we still running different ones? Carlos?
Yes, so Carlos is out sick today, and we expected to run a new DevNet 1 today. But as he's sick, we probably try it tomorrow. So DevNet, we had config issues with DevNet 0, so that was the reason to switch to the new DevNet 1, so also everyone can join. So let's see tomorrow.
Yeah, and sorry, like that DevNet 1, so will it be configured with the like the block throughput of 1/2, so 1 average to max?
Yeah, that's the variable. I mean, the config we decided on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in Erigon we've already switched to the official KZG trusted setup. So can we actually use the official trusted setup for DevNet 1?
Yes, we also switched to that.
Okay. Okay. So is Somnat on the call?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Oh, Somnat, could you please translate again? Do the same thing you did for DevNet 0, just create a Docker branch and translate the DevNet 1 configs.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so for end of this week, I guess this will be running for both Erigon and Nethermind on the official configs. I guess still only on Lodestar and no, not Lighthouse. Teku, right? Lodestar and Teku. Well, Carlos is not there, so no problem. I ask this on the chats, but yeah, we're going to start opening PRs to update the presets for Gnosis Chain on the different CLs. So this will also happen to Lighthouse at some point. Hopefully, this will then start working also for the DevNets. Quickly reading what's in chats. So to measure EL values. Okay. Yeah, so regarding D14N, which you were talking about in the chat, so this is a project by Gnosis Builders. Gnosis Builders is being merged with Gnosis, I guess. So this is a project we are going to take over at some point, at which point I guess we will know more about it. We're also hiring internally, a data analyst or something like that to improve D14N and other metrics and tools. So hopefully this will come in handy. But yeah, I have no clue how they currently monitor everything. Okay, so DevNet, okay. Are there any news about Hive tests?
No date for this week now regarding Hive tests.
Okay. Nethermind, do you have any other updates than the issue and the DevNet?
Well, as Marek told, we're gonna release the official release with this incident fix, probably right after the call. And as we were busy last 2 weeks with Denkun and this issue, this week we got more time to work on Shatter, and right now I'm working on it. And basically that's it.
Okay, Erigon?
No special updates.
Geth, Guillaume.
Yeah, no real update either. I kept digging into why my new branch wasn't connecting. Looks like it's only connecting to ETH66 clients. It's trying to connect to 67 and 68, but it gets rejected. And yeah, I dug as much as I could, but apparently the disconnect comes from the other side, the party I'm trying to connect to. So Tanishq is currently syncing some node so that I can get some logs, and I just asked Somnat to do if he could do the same thing, so that I can try to identify why I get disconnected. So unless I can find the reason, I'm kind of stuck. So hopefully, those logs will be able to tell me what's going on. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you. Actually, now that I think about it, so for Erigon, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the size of the database. And then we talked about trying to copy, do the MDBX copy with compression enabled. So I did that, and I posted it on Telegram, but I'm still at 382 gigs or something like that. So I don't remember exactly. But including the torrents, it's still at 450 gigs, whereas I think in Nethermind it's 195 at this point. So Nethermind being the Gnosis not archive config and Erigon being the HTRC prunes config. Is this expected, or is something wrong with my nodes, or?
We have to look into the pruning. Maybe there is a kind of suboptimality in the pruning, but I think we kind of. To my mind, it's kind of lower priority from our side, because we are concentrating our efforts on delivering Erigon 3, which will bring substantial improvements to the disk footprint. And I think after that's delivered, then we can optimize our pruned mode further.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, and then there was some other thing with Erigon I noticed is that in the nodes folder, I only have each67 and each68 databases and not each66. Is that normal?
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but like de facto, Erigon does not support ETH6. Like the difference between ETH67 and ETH66 is that get node data was removed in ETH67, but Erigon it has never been able to serve get node data. So we kind of claim to support ETH66, but in reality we don't support it. So I think we should just remove it altogether from Erigon.
Okay, but I mean, we still have to simulate it as long as Nethermind doesn't support like each67 and each68, right? Because if not, then they will not be able to communicate.
I think Nethermind is going to support ETH68.
Yeah. Well, they have to for Denkun, right?
Yeah. So sometime after Denkun is live, then we can remove ETH66 from Erigon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, just before you do, give me the chance to sing, please, because so far I can only connect to ETH66 for some reason.
Okay, yeah, fine. But like, if you connect with 66 on Erigon, it will always return you empty node data.
Yeah, that might actually be the problem. But yeah, let's see what.
I don't think
Subnet
Geth
tells me.
uses get no data at all right now.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you said. You don't use get no data either? No, you do on Nethermind, right?
No, he said,
Nethermind uses, Geth doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, it can't be the problem. I just thought. No, yeah, that makes no. I mean, it failed before that.
But Nethermind does serve it, so if you connect to a Nethermind node, it should work, right?
Yeah, I think it's not related to the problem for Geth, because Geth shouldn't even ask for get node data currently.
Yeah, because I'm full syncing, so yeah, makes no. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then last week there was this talk about automatic sync tests. I don't know what the output was. Apparently, I didn't take very diligent notes about this. I think we wanted to contact someone who did this for DEF. Yeah. Does anyone have more info about that? Lion, I guess?
No.
Okay, who would work on that, and who should we contact maybe to get more information?
I'll check with Patty.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I guess I've covered it for this week. Any questions or comments? I'll take it as a note, and thanks for joining, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have
Bye.
a good
Bye.
week.